The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.
We've been through so much pain.
Shalom.
Life took us separate ways. Both did some hurtful things.
Brotherly love.
But it's not over. You know that we both care. So can we forgive and forget? I need you here.
Shalom. Shalom.
Remember the ups and downs, the trials we've been through. See, there is no one on this earth who can replace you, my brother. Life is too short, don't hold no grudges.
No grudges.
You are my blood. We must forgive and love each other. No matter what life throws at us, we must keep brotherly love.
That's right. Brotherly love, brothers and sisters. I'm Elder Ricard Shiar of the Gathering of Christ Church, live with our weekly Patreon update. Our weekly Patreon update. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are having a blessed day. May the Most High be with you going into this Sabbath. And yes, it's the week running into, you got it, Passover next week. So I'm quite excited about that. Brothers and sisters, there will be over 3,000 people, over 3,200, I believe, or more, converging on the state of Pennsylvania this next weekend. So, I mean, I'm quite excited about that the Most High have allowed the work to get out there and to bring all of the churches under, the Spirit of Christ and organization, great leadership throughout the earth. And we finally are able to build a foundation that the world throughout the earth, Israelites, can actually come into. All right. I mean, praise the Most High for that. All right. Setting the foundation, organizing things, making sure each church had the proper leadership and doing things that we can to advance and move this gospel while there's still opportunity. So next week is not just a time to celebrate as far as, of course, it's about Christ, the sacrifice, but it's also to do what? To actually give some level of appreciation to the brothers and sisters, the elders, the deacons, the officers, and all who makes the Gathering of Christ Church what it has become. Okay, so and that's why I started this out with brotherly love. And going into this Passover, I'm going to really work on, and we're going to discuss the spirit of forgiveness. We've all been hurt. We've all gone through things. We've hurt people. People have hurt us. But Christ said, listen, he said on the cross, when people were mocking him and saying things against him, not realizing that Christ came to bring us together, the 12 tribes of Israel and the Gentiles who would receive the knowledge of the truth. And he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. So I'm really going to, in my heart, pray about it and make sure that I don't have any ill feelings, regardless of what people may say or do against me. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'll forgive it. It's gone. And just because you forgive something, it doesn't mean you put yourself in position for a person to continually browbeat or abuse you. So you have to understand, you can forgive someone, okay, without giving someone an opportunity to hurt you again. All right. When I say an opportunity to hurt you again, if someone is doing something seriously harmful, vexing your spirit, you can forgive them, but now you have to, pattern your life where those particular issues with the person, if they don't change, cannot affect us going forward. And I thought about that, and I'm like, brotherly love, just forgive. If someone wants to hold grudges, that's between them and the Most High. We're going forward. Now, speaking about that, let me real quick give you an update on what we'll be going into for the Academy. All right. This weekend, Hebrew and Bible Academy, it's week 6, but don't worry, you can still get in. And we'll make sure you get the downloads and the videos that you've missed. So don't worry about that. This weekend, we'll be going into, on a whole nother level, the love and hate relationship between man and woman. That's right. The love and hate relationship between man and woman. And also within that particular lesson this Sunday, the blame game. How it's never any of our faults, right? Love and hate between man and woman, and also the blame game is what we'll be discussing without blaming anyone, just showing people that according to the scriptures, brothers and sisters out there, that there's nothing new under the sun. Okay? None of us want to say outright that we're at fault when we're wrong. So we would like to discuss that and more and see how this happened between Adam and Eve, going throughout all of the history of the Bible to try to bring some level of resolve or understanding. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, man and woman were created with two separate natures. Two entirely different natures. And a woman will never see something exactly like a man, and vice versa. But it doesn't make either of us crazy. And I'm all right. It's understanding how to utilize. Why did the Most High make us so different to a degree where I can't stand that a man cannot understand what I'm feeling and what I'm going through? Right? And then a man says, I don't understand what I'm saying is logic. It makes perfect sense. I don't understand why she doesn't understand what I'm saying. Well, we're going to talk about that this coming Sunday. The Most High made two separate natures for his purpose. Okay? Where women can conversate and totally understand what they're saying from an emotional standpoint. Right? And men can speak with amongst each other from a logical standpoint, and it makes perfect sense on either side. But how do we bring that together to benefit the man and the woman? without blaming each other. Don't forget, we blame each other with what the Most High made natural. Society have taught us to hate each other's nature. And I'm going to go over that, how we were meant to be naturally, which really was supposed to be a benefit one for another. And we're growing, we're learning, we've all made mistakes, but it's time to resolve this thing scripturally, knowing that the time is near. So I'll be talking about that, and we'll be discussing that, and hopefully I can get this Zoom thing together so that I can have you hit the button and come on in, and, without, blaming and going back and forth. If someone has a question during the academy, call in. Maybe I'll pull up Blog Talk during the same period where they can call in that way if Zoom doesn't work. Call in and ask a question that doesn't disrupt your home, okay? Because sometimes people call us and for counsel, but it's really so that we can take a side against the person they're calling about. And it shouldn't be that way. If you have a genuine question concerning yourself and how you can correct, you're looking at something within yourself, then we can discuss that. But talking about another person, it's unfair to them. So I'm going to open that up, especially for this discussion this Sunday, Hebrew and Bible Academy, because it's time for families to heal as we go into Passover week. Okay? So we'll just have it where you hit the button and we'll have all the people on Zoom and we'll pull them in one at a time. So I'll try to work it out. With this new Windows update, it seems as if when we pull it into OBS, it's a blank. It's black. It's blank on Zoom where you can't see people. So since Windows did this new update, so I'm still trying to work that out. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I'm excited about that lesson Sunday. The lesson will be love, hate between man and woman, the blame game. Tomorrow we'll be speaking Sabbath. Babylon the Great is fallen, it's fallen. Okay. It's fallen, it's fallen. The political agenda leading to the mark of the beast is tomorrow. You don't want to miss that Sabbath lesson. The last lesson before we go into Passover week, where thousands of brothers and sisters throughout America, throughout the earth, converge on Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right. So I hope to see you there. Real quick. I said I was going to open up some gifts, but I don't have time for that because we have boxes all over the place. Next week, I'm going to choose a day in which we'll go into all the things the brothers and sisters have sent, unpackaged. We're going to unbox a few things live and to get your reaction. So we'll do that next week, probably a few days before the Passover. Last but not least, if you are an Academy member, first and foremost, thank you. Your help goes a long way to help the church. And don't forget, I mean, it takes a lot to do what we're doing, like with the Passover and setting up new churches and everything. And all of that none of that would be possible without the support of our church, our family, in-house, as well as all of you who support the church, even where there's no location in your particular area. Thank you. Okay. For Passover week, which is next Sunday, we're going to forego that Sunday, which means Passover Sunday next week, being that we'll be traveling after the Passover and tired, there will be no academy next Sunday, but we'll pick up week 7, 2 weeks from this Sunday, the Sunday after next. So you're not going to miss anything. We're not going to give you an added lesson, an old lesson. No. Myself, Elder Lawyer, Shapat, the guest, everything. We have to be there live for the Academy experience. All right. So usually sometimes when we were traveling overseas, we would just give you a week that we did prior in a prior Academy. But no, I like the excitement of real-time teaching during that academy for the interactions, the chat. So many people get to interact with one another. So instead of just sending you a lesson, we'll just skip Passover Sunday, and the next Sunday after that, we'll pick up on week 7. And I thank you for your patience, and I'm sure you understand it's Passover week. All right. So I'm putting all that out there, and yes, the downloads are available, backed by popular demand. All right. So I wanted to put that out there with the updates. All right. So if you're interested in the academy and want the lessons missed, you can go to historytimes.org. You'll see a picture of me and Elder Lawyer there. It's only what? It's only $150 for 3 months. Okay. You pay that. We'll make sure we cover the weeks you missed. And you can pick up this coming Sunday with our lesson. Love and hate between man and woman. The blame game. Boy, is that going to be something. I mean, at first men are going to be infuriated, then women are going to be like, hold up, what's going on? But it's something when the Most High just, because we're all his children. It doesn't matter how old we think we are or how much wisdom we've obtained. Okay? We're all the Most High's children. And at the end of the day, our Father brings what? He brings clarity, chastisement, correction. And then after that, he'll embrace us. So there's going to be a lot of different emotions going on as we go through these scriptures. But I learned when we go through these things, we learn a lot about ourselves and each other. So I can't wait for that lesson, love, hate, the love and hate relationship between man and woman. I remember my father used to play that song. It's a thin line between love and hate. Man, oh yeah. So, I mean, folks, I can't wait. We're going to have Friday night, next Passover. We're going to have the GOCC Network Friday day where we can interact and see all the businesses that have been operating amongst the church there, and we can support each other business before sundown. Friday, we're going to have some music and a few talks. I'm going to have a lot of the different elders come up and say what they need to say for a couple of minutes Friday night. Saturday night for the Passover, music, festivities, a great teaching, a play by Sister Shirley that she's putting together. I mean, hey, it's going to be a few surprises this coming Passover. And I know the anointing of the Most High through Christ and the Holy Spirit will be in the room. So let me put that out there. All right. All right. Segueing over now because we're going to have a 45-minute Patreon today. Let me show you what we'll be talking about on Patreon. Jeremiah 7:1, evil in the land. The word that came from Jeremiah from the Lord saying, stand in the gate of the Lord's house and proclaim there this word. And say, hear the word of the Most High, all ye of Judah, that enter into the gates to worship the Most High. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. For if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor, if you oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after the gods to your hurt. Walk after the gods to your hurt. That means following Gentile religions. Gentile religions like being a Buddhist, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam. We follow these religions to our hurt. It only benefit the nations who have pushed that on us. We're Israelites. Then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever. Forever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words. You trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, and walk after other gods? Know ye not? And it says, and I'm going to focus on this in our Patreon today. Behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. You trust in lying words that cannot profit. And this is how they're running the game on you. I'm speaking of Babylon. Trusting in lying words. We're going to go into a change in America to show some of the legislation that's getting pushed right up under us to destroy God's people now that we are aware. Now that we are aware that the religions were set up to destroy and lie, or a political tool that can be used to have us trust in Babylon, they're coming with a full frontal against our people. First it was Afghanis, then it was what? You got it, Ukrainians, but they're not just letting anything in, anybody in. This is an objective. That's right. This is social warfare. And I'm going to go into that. I mentioned the other day about the Indian African students that are exhibiting racism, but I'm going to really focus on a video where Kamala Harris and others are using the Edmund Pettus Bridge, a bridge of massacre that happened to our people during the civil rights movement, where they massacred us here. Using this as a political tool to lure us to have some level of political attachment to what's going on over in Ukraine. They're selling us out all the way, hooking arms with our people, crossing the Pettus Bridge, the Edmund Pettus Bridge, knowing that this has nothing to do with the Ukraine, as a political tool to have our people fight their war. And we're going to be talking about that and more on Patreon. We thank you for being Patreon members. We thank you, brothers and sisters, for being a part of the Gathering of Christ Church and blessing and praying for us. Our prayers are for you. Okay? We pray that the Most High hedge you, protect you, and keep you as He gather the elect to the elect. Okay? Now we're going to open up the lines in a minute. I'm Elder Rick Karshar from the Gathering of Christ Church. We'd like to thank you all. I'll see you tomorrow right here around noon, breaking down Babylon the Great is fallen. It's fallen. Oh yeah. Leading to the image of the beast. And you wouldn't believe what the image of the beast is. Wait till I show you all tomorrow. With that, you have a great Sabbath. Our loyal Patreon members, I'll see you there. We're going to go through these articles, have a discussion, and at that point, just pray out and prepare for our Sabbath, going into our Sabbaths. May the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up, sin not. And remember, brothers and sisters, because, sometimes people can do things to get up under your skin. Brotherly love. Remember brotherly love. And I'm going to tell y'all, brothers and sisters, there's a lot of people out there, all due respect to them, that are trying to use our church to facilitate their own movement and their own work to try to claim that we are in some level of agreement with them. They try to use our name and the church loosely, okay? If they're not a part of the Gathering of Christ Church, okay, they're lying to you. And I'm going to put that out there right now. And they're only using us in name, knowing they are against us, to deceive people. Okay? So be very, very, very careful. A lot of work has been put in. Okay? Through the years that have actually did what? Have the Gathering of Christ Church as a church, myself, the lawyers. We are individuals who are recognized for teaching. So what people try to do is they would try to loosely associate themselves to give instant credibility. Only once they develop that relationship, they'll begin to tear things down privately, right? Oh yeah, I'm with Elder. But then when they speak to you privately, oh yeah, I don't agree with this. And I don't agree with that. I really don't agree with that, even though I respect what they're doing. Folks, those are snakes. That's a snake. Instead of coming at you and telling you from the beginning that they don't like the church or like the elders, right? Because they know that if you respect us, what? You immediately shun such a person. You would rather for a person to address you directly. I'm not going to say I'm down with a person or all that publicly or with a person knowing that I'm against them or there's an issue. That's deception. So be very careful, brothers and sisters. And why am I putting this out there? This was during the time with the same time of year where Judas got offended and turned against Christ and his ministry over emotions, over whatever. He was offended and he turned his own brother in. And we're coming at a time where people are saying, and guess what? When Judas was at the table, he was at the table with the disciples as if he was one of them. And when people tell you, oh yeah, I'm down, yeah, they do great work, you should ask them, well, why aren't you doing the work with them? Right? Because really there's an issue that they can't say outright, or what? If they said that they can't stand us, they really don't like us, they hate us, they know that that would lead them without credibility. People are like, well, I don't know you. So they have to associate themselves with us to get some level of credibility to then administer the venom. And it's when they can no longer use the church in private is when you'll really see what was in their heart the whole time. As long as they can use us privately to do their little thing, you won't hear from them. They'll be working in the shadows. But when they can no longer use us that way, you'll see their true intentions. Okay, so be very, very careful out there. All right. With that, I'll be right back with our Patreon members right here with the phone calls. Hope to see you there. All right, let me type in historytimes.org. Historytimes.org if you would like to become a part of the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Enrollments are still open, okay? Because I just didn't want people to miss some of these lessons real time. So we left the enrollments open with allowing you to still get the prior lessons. And Patreon. Patreon.com/A Gathering 144. Patreon.com/A Gathering 144. Okay, 144. Okay. Boom. Patreon.com/A Gathering 144. I'm late. It's time to get over to Patreon. That's right. We're going over God's people are under a political attack. We're taking phone calls. Okay. It's not just the stuff they're trying to get up in us. Okay. This is a full frontal war against God's people outright. Shalom. Stay prayed up. Sin not. And remember brotherly love. It's imperative.
Searched high and low, where did you go? Pick up your phone. Oh brother, do you hear? calling. See, I apologize.